What's up, YouTubers? Mark here again with exoticcarplayplace. Today I'm so excited. I'm going to be getting my X5 back on the road because I had a recent failure. If you saw my last video, you noticed that I pulled a code, and I'm starting to feel that BMW E70 X5 is starting to break the bank. Well, if you ask, is that car breaking the bank? Well, stick around 2 more minutes, guys, or a couple more minutes, and I'm going to share with you how I proceeded with this issue. But before we get to that, you asked the question, is my X5 breaking the bank? You've seen previous videos where I had suspension problems, I had vacuum line issues, broken windows because of weird oddities. Well, this one here looks like I had a glow plug problem, and I'm gonna talk to you guys, share with you guys shortly here what I ended up doing, because I ended up actually pursuing a quote for the parts. I also checked with the dealer to get a quote for the estimate for a full repair. But you know, I am always, you know, more of a hands-on kind of guy, so I'm always interested in possibly tackling some of these jobs myself. But before we get to that, you asked the question, is my X5 breaking the bank? Well, in summary, if I can summarize and say, well, it's not broken. It's basically stapled the sack to the floor, pushed it over backwards, thrown it in a trash compactor, crushed it into a ball this size, and thrown it out the back door. So that's basically what it's doing to the bank. Yes, the X5, I love the car, but it hasn't been short on a lot of issues, and certainly a lot more problems lately. I don't know why, you know, maybe it's the mileage. I've got 130,000 kilometers on it now. Maybe it's starting to show its weaknesses. I love the vehicle. Overall, it's been exceptionally reliable, very strong and powerful. It's fast. It's very luxurious. It's you know, it's a well-appointed vehicle, but it's starting to show some of its problems. Now, moving right along, and okay, beyond that, let's talk about what did I actually do. I actually pursued some quotes. So moving along, and again, I'll share with you how this all progressed. So if you continue on in the video here, I'll show you what I ended up doing. So I pursued the quotes on the parts. I estimated, I determined by my OBD2 scanner that I had bad glow plugs. So what I did was I priced out the parts for the glow plugs. I priced out the parts for there's round intake manifold rings, and then there's some square ones too. And you need some aluminum oxide lubricant to reinstall. Anyway, I priced all that out and took it all into account, and I came up with a price, and that price was around $400 Canadian dollars. So what would you do in a case like this? So 400 bucks, and then I went and I talked to the dealership, and I kicked them around a little bit, got some prices from 2 of the local BMW dealers. They both had very similar numbers. They both estimated very similar types of hours installed, and of course their own prices on the parts are very comparable. So overall, the 2 dealers were very similar. But I gotta ask you, what would you do? My quote from the dealer was about $1,200 Canadian dollars. My parts, if I were to do it myself, were about $300. So you're talking a difference of about 900 bucks. Is that worth your time to go through that hassle and to deal with some unknowns? And some of those unknowns, I don't know if you guys have researched this, but I have. And some of the research shows that if you have one of those oddball ones that seems like a freak of nature, that what ends up happening, or what can happen, is the excess carbon buildup inside the cylinder can grab a hold of the inside of the probe of that glow plug and grabs on. And when you try to break it out, snap, it breaks off and leaves a piece inside the combustion chamber. Now you're stuck with a real winning proposition. How do you get that out? There's been videos online where guys have tried creative things. I struggle with that, and that for me was the debate. It wasn't whether I can tackle the job, because I think the job was pretty straightforward. The question was, do I gamble that? Because if I get myself in that predicament, how am I going to get myself out of that? Can I fix that myself, or does that leave my car stranded and I got to tow it in anyway to get it fixed? And now I'm kind of dealing with an ugly situation. They're probably going to charge me double that at the dealer, because they just get PO'd with a guy that tries to do his own repairs and then ends up failing. So that ends up costing you more in the long run. So I chucked all that, considered all those factors, and so I looked at $1,200 versus $300. Actually, it was $400. What would you guys do? Let me know below in the comments section. But moving right along, what I'm going to share with you guys is, and the drum roll. So I'm glad you stuck around for this, because the way it turns out, and again, please in your comments explain to me why you would go one way or the other. I chose to have the dealer fix this particular issue. So what I'm doing right now, I'm actually on my way to go pick up the X5, and I'm gonna share with you guys, if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm gonna share with you the invoice. So I'm heading off to the dealer right now. I'm gonna go trade in this little loaner car here, and I'm gonna go grab my X5, and I'm gonna share with you the invoice cost, the ultimate cost. They estimated $1,200, and I think you and I both know that the budget cost or the estimate cost rarely ever comes online. And the way it stands, I was already warned before coming to pick it up. They told me the car was ready. They said, heads up, it's a little bit more than you initially anticipated. So we're gonna find out what that dollar amount is and if they ran into any problems or glitches along the way. So you guys stick around. I'm heading off to the dealer. We're gonna find out, and when I get to the dealer, I'm gonna review it and I'm gonna show you what it ended up costing me for a full glow plug repair job on my E70 BMW X5. All right, so I got the Beamer back here. I've got my X5, and here's the invoice. So I got the car, I picked it up. I'll be honest, I don't think it's ever run any better than this. And I think definitely the glow plugs were a problem for the car. And the bill, of course, is, and the drum roll, everybody, is total parts, labor, shop supplies, tax, the whole 9 yards tacked on. And we came out to a grand total of $1,400 and some odd dollars. But what you got to realize is I have a little trick up my sleeve, and if you are one of these valued members and you happen to be one of these long-term BMW owners, you get a card like this, and it is basically a valued customer card. Okay, this here got me 15% off the total bill, and that total bill then became, as a result, final tally, $1,275.75. So that, guys, is the summary. That is the cost for these glow plugs, is $1,275. If you didn't have this fancy little card from BMW, then you'd be looking at probably about 1,400 bucks Canadian to get those glow plugs fixed up. But everybody, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm glad you stuck around to the end, because this is going to help those. I know this is a common problem. I did debate doing it myself, but for the reasons I mentioned in the beginning, that's why I didn't tackle it myself. But again, I hope everybody, you liked the video. Please do make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Don't forget, also share, like, comment, and we'll talk to you guys on the next one. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.